Hello dear viewers, time again for the news here on Rwanda Television. My name is Serge Hori. Let us begin with the headlines. President Paul Kagame has stated that Rwanda and other countries are ready to make their contribution to help to find a solution to the problem in Gaza. Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente has pointed out that Africa faces a significant gap in providing affordable housing in addition to the continent's rapidly increasing population. And on the international scene, Malawians are saddened by the death of Vice President Saulos Chilima, who died alongside 9 others, including former First Lady Shanil Zimbiri, in a plane crash. Thank you for taking the time to join us. I'll be sitting in for Martina Abera for this edition. Now, as we just noted in the headlines, President Paul Kagame has stated that Rwanda and other countries are ready to make their contribution to help to find a solution to the problem in Gaza through diplomatic and other mediation efforts geared to end the more than 8-month conflict there. The Rwandan head of state made the remarks while attending a high-level conference on a call for action concerning an urgent humanitarian response for Gaza convened by His Majesty King Abdallah II Ibn al-Hussein, the President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi of Egypt, and UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres.
Evidently, the problem at hand is a very complex one. However, that does not mean it is insurmountable. A crisis like this seems to shrink the world. As we gather here, including those of us from other regions, we are all compelled to join forces with a sense of heightened urgency to find a lasting solution. The powers, means, and capacity represented in this room today cannot fail to prompt immediate action to bring an end to the terrible suffering of countless innocent civilians as we are seeing every day. It moves us deeply, and we are here to offer our modest contribution to the tireless diplomatic and mediation initiatives of various countries and organizations to achieve a ceasefire in Gaza. These efforts that have been ongoing must be acknowledged and supported so that we see tangible results as quickly as possible to ensure the protection of children and their families and the alleviation of their devastating circumstances. Facilities such as schools and hospitals or places of refuge where people congregate should neither be used by combatants nor targeted by military operations. The erosion of basic principles against the targeting of civilians under any circumstances is a cause for alarm, because we are not just talking about legal obstructions, but actual human lives. Humanitarian action addresses the immediate needs of people trapped in the horrors of conflict. Ultimately, however, the end we all seek is progress towards a durable security framework and a long-term political solution. Rwanda remains ready to play its part to support this process, determined in our belief that it is possible to see an end to this crisis soon.
President Paul Kagame met with President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi of Egypt, co-host of the International Conference on an Urgent Humanitarian Response for Gaza. as well as Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahim bin Jassim Al Thani, Prime Minister of Qatar, and Charles Michel, the President of the European Council. Now, let us inform you that President Paul Kagame also met with His Majesty King Abdallah II of Jordan on the sidelines of the International Conference on an Urgent Humanitarian Response for Gaza. They discussed the outcomes of the conference and shared the progress of key areas of bilateral collaboration following King Abdallah's visit to Rwanda in January. Again, as we noted in the headlines, Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente believes Africa faces a significant gap in providing affordable housing for citizens. This despite the continent's rapidly increasing population. Therefore, various sectors must collaborate to address the issue, he stressed. We have the details with Sandra Ishimwe.
During the general meeting of representatives from 44 countries, including Rwanda, at the Africa Development Bank, Shelter Africa, investors in affordable housing construction praise Rwanda for its facilitative environment. These are some of investors committed to investing in affordable housing in Rwanda, explaining why they chose to invest there.
I've decided to come to invest in Rwanda because Rwanda has got a very good investment ecosystem. And I also like Rwanda's vision that it is got young, is driven by innovation. And because our technology is part of innovation in housing, and that's why I thought it would have a very good appetite in Rwanda.
Rwanda is the only country where in Africa that has a good governance. Norvège, Karama. So if you need a house, come and see us. The cheapest is 21 million, and then the highest is 40 million. And that actually brings together, that is actually within the range of affordable housing.
Globally, over 1 billion people lack adequate housing, with 25% of them in Africa. By 2050, the population of this continent is expected to double, with 2/3 residing in urban areas. Dr. Chi Patient Apoji, chairperson of the board of Shelter Africa, notes that Rwanda has made significant strides in addressing its citizens' affordable housing issues. She discussed the collaborations between Shelter Africa and Rwanda in the sector of affordable housing.
That is, Shelter Africa has made approvals amounting to $68.5 million in favor of 18 transactions, cutting across the supply and demand side of the housing value chain. Current pipeline includes transactions with ADHI Rwanda and the remodeling of the Rugarama Park PPP project.
Ahmed Musa Dangiwa, the Minister of Housing and Urban Development in Nigeria and chair of the 43rd General Meeting, asserts that Africa must find solutions to its housing challenges internally if envisioned Africa is to be realized by 2063.
African housing problem is for Africa to solve. And we as ministers of housing must recognize that we are the ones responsible for providing solutions and providing the driving process towards fixing Africa's housing challenge. What this means is that we must work together. We must share experiences, challenges, lessons, and solutions. We must combine efforts in our engagements with external stakeholders and maximize our engagement. This is because as Africans, we are one. We have the common continent, we have a common destiny, and our progress or our backwardness reflects on us all.
Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente reiterates that Africa has considerable deficiencies in providing its people with affordable housing and unified efforts across various sectors to find solutions to this problem.
We believe that by optimizing this partnership and effective collaboration, we can together establish sustainable housing solutions. Therefore, we would like to encourage developers to participate in affordable housing projects. On the side of the government, to attract investors in this housing sector, we provide incentives to any developer wanting to construct housing in Rwanda. And those incentives include putting electricity, water, and other infrastructure needed on the site. And with this one, we think that Rwanda will achieve its ambition in terms of affordable housing timely. And with this one, we think that Rwanda will achieve its ambition in terms of affordable housing timely.
With a 2% population growth rate, by 2050, Rwanda expected to have a population of over 22 million, needing approximately 5.5 million housing units. The government has set a goal to construct at least 150,000 housing units annually between 2020 and 2050. Ishimwe Sandra, RwandaTV News.
Thank you, Sandra. Now, Africa's young agri-tech innovators have gathered here in Kigali for the inaugural Agriculture, Youth and Technology Africa Next Gen Conference. Adam Kwizera with more.
Insecurity, climate change and food security issues are some of the pressing issues faced by the African continent. However, many youth across the African continent believe that technological gap in the agriculture sector is a major contributor to the ongoing challenges in Africa. They find that it is up to the youth to bridge this gap. This perspective underscores the potential of young people to drive innovation and technological advancement in agriculture, which is crucial for enhancing productivity, ensuring security, and promoting sustainable development across the continent.
There is an increase with the population in Africa, and the big part of this population are the youth. So the youth, being at the forefront as the active population, has an active role in transforming the agriculture sector for the sake of the security of the food. And we need now to adopt technologies that are very climate resilient, technologies that are going to produce good yields with high nutritional value, very qualitative and safe and very safe, so that we can also create job opportunities and not leaving our populations to be idle. So we have to take modern approaches, and especially in the value chains of the livestock sector, in order to sequence ourselves with solutions for animal feeding.
Who are already doing a great job, but need the financial and technical support to go to scale. And through our UTA, which we set up in 2021, strong innovators have emerged from that process. And for example, innovators like Hello Tractor, innovators like Tribe Greek, Digical, Brownstone, and these are innovators who are doing some great work, and we are enabling them with the financial and technical support they need to support more and more smallholder farmers on the continent. So the goal is to support smallholder farmers at scale. We also know that young people don't find agriculture attractive.
The conference, which gathered young individuals involved in the agriculture sector across the African continent, focused on harnessing the power of the youth and enhancing capacity building through the use of technology in agriculture, as there was aimed to reimagine the future of African agriculture over the next 50 years. Eric Kigamba, the Minister of State in the Ministry of Agriculture and Animal Resources, emphasized the need for policies that enable young people to envision themselves in the agriculture sector and promote the use of technology. He stated that these measures are essential to addressing food security and droughts that threaten the African continent.
Bring together youth leveraging technology to transform agriculture. And the idea is, how do you use technology to find solutions to problems facing agriculture, all the way from production to seeds, to fertilizers, to irrigation, to mechanization, and linking agriculture and the farms to the market. All these are big challenges, and the youth we are having today in Africa, they are being given a chance to innovate, to work hard, and find solutions to the problems in agriculture using technology.
Figures from the National Institute of Statistics of Rwanda shows that 65% of the country's population consists of youth, who have been pivotal in driving changes in agriculture through the strength and knowledge. Adam Kwizera, RwandaTV News.
Thank you, Adams. Now, during the iAccelerator awarding ceremony on Tuesday, young entrepreneurs who won in the 6th phase of the iAccelerator Challenge were urged to diligently and sustainably pursue their awarded projects. They were encouraged to be catalysts for change, providing solutions that address societal needs. Olive Nete with more.
Rango Library, one of the 6 awarded projects, focuses on books related to reproductive health. Established in January by Simbieme Jules, the library addresses the reproductive health challenges faced by young people by providing them with adequate and reliable information. Jules emphasizes the importance of having access to trustworthy resources to effectively tackle these issues.
The Ministry of Gender and Family Promotion reports in 2023 indicate that 19,000 of young girls get unwanted pregnancies. The most painful part is that 46.3% of them are from Eastern Province, which is very painful. So, as community members, we had to provide this sustainable solution of providing access to quality information on SLH by establishing a library in the rural area.
In the 6th phase of the iAccelerator Challenge, there were also projects on mental health, including Mastermind, a TV talk show dedicated to raising awareness about mental health issues. Omugwaneza Audrey, a member of Mastermind, says that the funding and mentorship program they received will help them expand their activities and reach a broader audience.
Winning this grant is going to help us to expand our work. We've been working with one television, but now it is an opportunity so that we can extend to other channels. We can go to the radio, we can start working with other television so that many people can access our information, can access our products.
The Innovation Accelerator program, initiated by the Imbuto Foundation organization, aims to encourage young people to find solutions to societal problems and contribute to the country's development. It also helps small entrepreneurs secure funding to further develop their projects. Elodie Shami, the Director General of the Imbuto Foundation, notes that projects from the iAccelerator competition have started yielding positive outcomes for society in various ways. She emphasizes that the organization's goal is to build the capacity of youth in general.
The iAccelerator program has begun making significant contributions to the community. We have some notable examples of our past successes, including Joe Care and then Rukundo Initiative, which are dedicated to providing SRH information. There is also Bigomba Guhinduka, which focuses on offering mental health, education, and resources, among many others. At Imbuto Foundation, we're dedicated to nurturing youth autonomy through a variety of programs. Our goal is to cultivate self-reliant, energetic, and responsible young individuals who will contribute to Rwanda's growth and future.
This year's iAccelerator Challenge focused on innovative projects that provide sustainable solutions to prevent the stigmatization of people with mental health problems and improve the provision of services and accurate information on reproductive health for young people. Sandrine Umutoni, the Minister of State in the Ministry of Youth and Arts, reminded the youth of their role in breaking the stigma surrounding various issues that hinder community development.
As you know, the topics of mental health and adolescent sexual reproductive health are issues that are complex and interconnected health concerns. So when those issues are not properly taken care of, they can have a lasting impact on your overall well-being and, by extension, how you interact with the world. It is therefore vital that we break the stigma surrounding these topics, that we foster an environment where open dialogue, support, and creative solutions can thrive. By addressing these complexities head-on, we pave the way for healthier generations who can progressively break the cycles of poverty. So young men and women, you are not just entrepreneurs, you are role models and catalysts for further innovation. Your work exemplifies the transformative power of youth-led solutions, and you set a powerful example for your peers. So please keep going.
Since its inception in 2016, the iAccelerator has awarded 19 projects, providing over 250 million Rwandan francs to support their establishment and implementation. In this 6th phase, 749 applications were received, resulting in 15 finalists with the top 6 projects selected for awards. These winning projects will receive a 6-month business development training, a mentorship program, and 10 million Rwandan francs funding. Olive Nete, RTV News.
Thank you, Olive. Now, as Rwanda and the rest of the world mark the first ever International Day of Play, officials and the Rwanda Basic Education Board are urging the country's teachers to incorporate games in their lessons because of the way the method has proved to be a highly effective way of teaching. Here in Rwanda, the day was celebrated at the national level at a school in Gasabo district. The government of Rwanda has been actively constructing playgrounds and sports facilities in different parts of the country, working with its development partners to ensure that schools that lack such facilities get them as soon as possible as a means of enhancing education in general. In Nyabihu district of the Western Province, local residents living along the Neranyakareba Road are celebrating the fact that it is being upgraded to tarmac, addressing the transportation issues they had been facing that include getting their agricultural produce to markets as well as accessing basic health and educational services. Construction activities on the 6-kilometer road began 4 months ago and are now 40% complete. District officials in Nyabihu are confident that the road will be complete by the end of the current fiscal year, and that's at the end of, that's at the end of July. The road will link the area to the main road network that links to strategic locations like the town of Rubavu and the Volcanoes National Park. Now, vegetable farmers have been urged to fight pests and diseases on their crops by ensuring that they are kept clean and regularly sprayed with pesticides. This comes as a countrywide initiative to fight such pests and diseases on foods has been launched by the Ministry of Agriculture and Animal Resources. The occasion of the launch saw 12 machines worth 900,000 Rwandan francs being unveiled that will help with the initiative of spraying pesticides on fruits while they are still growing on farms and most vulnerable to attacks from pests. Now, the Ministry of Environment has organized a visit to the Green Gicumbi project in the Northern Province for embassies of EU countries in Rwanda and other stakeholders. The visit aimed to showcase achievements in increasing community resilience to climate change in the Northern Province.
It really is a beautiful project that shows, on the one hand, the commitment of government to advance on the climate change agenda, to build the resiliency and to adapt the whole systems of production, the landscape, the terracing, and planting tree, forestation, agroforestry in a very impressive way. It really shows the way and it shows what is feasible. The European Union, we are committed to the climate agenda. We are very ambitious. We share with Rwanda the same level of ambitions in the green agenda, and we are very pleased that this serves as an inspiration for the work we do and for the work that we will continue doing together.
As always, I'm glad you are able to join us for this edition of the news. Stay with Rwanda Television as the programs continue. See you soon.